This is Dave Learns AI, a Taptico Solutions podcast. I'm Dave Clapper, diving into the real-world ways AI is changing business, creativity, and how we work. No fluff, no jargon, just practical insights and experiments you can learn from right alongside me. Oh, Dave Learns AI! Time for another edition of Dave Learns AI. Welcome. We have Nick Tapp, who somebody actually said something about the last podcast and said, what's up with Nick's look? Why does he look homeless?
I am homeless.
Well, you're not currently. You're in a home.
I am in a home, but that's court ordered.
Not his home.
Can't you see my plant? That's my plant. That's Ferguson, the plant.
So really, so answer the question: Why do you look homeless?
What does a homeless person look like, Dave?
I can answer that.
No, I think part of it is you're inside. You're wearing a beanie. You have great hair. We don't get to see it. Like, homeless people don't.
He's assuming the outfit. He's assuming the outfit of a SaaS startup founder, which is just always grinding. That's kind of his persona.
Look,
not homeless.
When you're a very important businessman and creator and a visionary like myself, you don't waste time picking out outfits and hats, Dave. You waste time creating.
Steve Jobs. All black shirts.
Exactly. All black turtleneck. Steve Jobs. Mark the Zuck. I call him Z. MZ. MZ walks around in his little hoodie.
All right. Whatever, dude. Anyway, so here's what we're doing. Season 2. This is episode 2. We're talking tools. Not just Nick and Tribble. We're talking the tools.
I saw it coming.
Yeah.
Rewind the tape. I knew it was coming. I was waiting for it. I went.
You got to settle down. You're overmodulating a little bit on your mic. Every time you yell, it overmodulates. You remember being in radio. You know what it's like to be too loud on a microphone. Come on now.
Well, let's talk about your screen then. Your screen's overmodulating.
I'm in a car.
What did I say before we started recording? Tribble's in a car. We are the Bad News Bears.
We are indeed, but we're going to talk about specifically something really that just came into our life yesterday as we were sitting where we sit and have our meetings, and we're talking about tools, and Nick's like, guys, you got to check out ClaudeBot. And we're like, ClaudeBot? Is that a subsidiary of Claude? You're like, no. And it's something even bigger than anything you can even imagine. And in that moment, we started to look up the ClaudeBot stuff, and in that instant, they changed it over to MoltBot.
Molt. So claw like a lobster. Molt like lobster's molt. That's why it's Claude.
Gotcha. So the good thing about this is, we talk about Dave Learns AI, and Tribble and Nick, I believe, spent a lot more time. Oh, we just lost Tribble. I think Tribble and Nick spent a lot more time than I have in regards to trying to understand everything that is what is the next big thing in the world of AI. So, Nick, start teaching me a little bit about MoltBot.
Well, here's one of the things about the next big thing in AI. I really feel like every week the next big thing comes out. Like Claude Cowork was the next big thing last week. And ClaudeBot, Claw, C-L-A-W-D, Claude, they obviously, Claude from Anthropic said, no, you're not going to use that name. But now it's MoltBot. But this has actually been out a couple of weeks. Just one guy put it out. And it was on Twitter. And I don't know how much you know about GitHub and all that stuff, but it's a repo that was on GitHub, and he was talking about it on Twitter. And then all of a sudden it went viral over the weekend. So if you're a nerd about this stuff like I am, you saw it popping up in your social media. And so over the weekend, we're in Atlanta and we had this big ice storm. So I was inside playing around with it. And it's, if I have to put, it's basically a robot. It's basically a robot that lives on a computer, where it's literally like an assistant, a virtual assistant. It's almost like Manus, except that it actually self-improves. It's very technical. You have to build it in terminal. which I'd never worked with before, but this is like command lines and stuff like that. It's engineering code stuff, but I like to learn, so I've taught myself how to do that, and we're building one right now for Taptico, so I'll have some updates on that as we start to use it.
Okay, so layman's terms here, because ultimately you need to be talking to people a lot like you talk to me, because chap snatch, that's me, like when it comes to technology, I feel so accomplished learning stuff like Manus and being able to use Claude Code and Claude Work and all these programs and Perplexity and Comet and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, even since the conversation that started happening yesterday with ClawBot and ClaudeBot and MoltBot, like, dumb it down, please. Dumb it down to somebody who is just going, I need to figure out the basics of AI stuff to help me be better at what I do. And what does that mean for MoltBot?
For MoltBot, it's high level, it's advanced. If you're techie, it helps. If you know how to use other LLMs, like I'm setting it up on. There's a bunch of security issues around it. I would strongly recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, don't even mess with it yet. There are no guardrails. It is anarchy in the streets. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Overmodulating. Quit yelling.
Sorry, man. I'm gregarious. I would say don't mess with it, honestly. Or hire people that know what they're doing for it, or an engineer. Engineers would love it, but it's literally like a robot that lives on a machine. So I'm building it on an old MacBook Pro that I had that I never used, specifically because there's a thing called prompt injection, which is basically hacking. And people can get in and break in through your ClaudeBot right now. It's a potential issue. But a lot of people are like, I'm going to wait until it's really secure before I even work with it. Like, I was not going to upload it on my laptop, my daily driver. But for the layman's people, I would say if you're good with ChatGPT, or if you use Perplexity Comment, which is what I'm using to help figure out the terminal command language, that stuff, I would say give it a shot. But don't, a lot of these engineer folks that really know this stuff, the coders, the nerds, are going out and buying Mac Minis. Those little boxes that look like an Apple TV, and using those to run their MoltBot. But you set it up with its own account. Like ours has its own email. I'm not going to say it out loud because that means people can email it and have it do tasks for them. But for instance, I can send an email or a Slack to ours and say, hey, I need all the AI news sent to me every morning, either via Slack or text it to me, or I can even make it a voice agent. And then, I'm also having it run lead gen for us. So it will go out and do all the lead gen, the appointment setting, the enriching using Instantly AI, and all the MCPs, all that stuff. So
do you have to connect all the dots? I know there's a lot of, like, if we're doing a lot of stuff in Manus, we're creating client portals, we're building websites, we're doing a lot of stuff that needs a lot of direction, a lot of APIs, connect this, connect that. When you're putting together whatever the task is in MoltBot, I mean, is it a lot of connecting the dots? Do you have to then use some of the LLMs to help you figure out how to connect those dots? Like, or is it just as simple as going, this is what I want my finished product to do, now figure out how to go do it?
It's a little bit of both. So I'm going to pull up the website real quick, and let's see if I can figure out on the fly how to share this.
That would be pretty cool if you could do that. I don't know, man. Are you that advanced?
Oh, you.
For those who will be just listening for those who will be just listening to the audio version of this, if you want to see this, you can obviously go to our YouTube channel and you'll be able to check out some of that. So here it is. You pulled it up.
Yep. So this is MoltBot. It's Molt, MOLT.bot. And it's the AI that actually does things. So if you know what you're doing, it's a quick start. I didn't really know. I don't use terminal stuff, right? Terminal is the stuff where you go in and you write this kind of code, right? So terminal, I'll need to pull it up, but you work with this in terminal and the OS, Mac OS, and it's they actually have a Mac OS you can download, basically an app to help. But it runs on the machine. You can use any chat app to interact with it. So it's like having ChatGPT, but it has an extensive memory. You can train on everything that you do and give it personality. And it's quite literally like having a virtual assistant. It really is just like having a virtual assistant that never takes off. So persistent memory.
Can you connect all your LLMs to it so it's getting all the information from everything that you? Because I mean, you think about it. You've been working with ChatGPT for over a year. It has so much information, knows you so well. Like, so now MoltBot can go in and get that same information and know you just as well, and can know you because you might have a different relationship with ChatGPT as you do with Perplexity, as you do with Manus, or you do with Claude. So MoltBot can take all those LLMs and create the super Nick at this particular point, right?
Absolutely, which is exactly what I did. I went into ChatGPT and said, download in detail everything that you know about Taptica Solutions, about me, about Dave, about Tribble, what we're doing, our current clients, everything about us into basically an executive summary or a report. Not even executive summary, a detailed report. And then I uploaded that into our MoltBot. But here, this is all the stuff that it connects to open up. So this is open source too. So it's going to keep getting better. And open source, for those that don't know, it's like OpenAI was supposed to be open source. Basically, engineers that want to build for the community, they can go in and build things. Like Wikipedia is open source. You can go in and edit a Wikipedia page. It's very similar, but this is for engineers, right? So if you're not familiar with GitHub, this is where people store all their code. And it's called a repository or a repo. So you can go in, and there's forks and branches and all these different things I won't get into. But it's basically got all of the AI engineering guys working on it to make it better and better and better. So in 2 weeks, this is going to be totally different. And who knows, in 2 weeks, it might completely not be a thing, right? I don't know if you guys remember when DeepSeek was massive. Everyone was like, DeepSeek is the next thing in AI. I don't hear anybody talking about it anymore. So who knows? But that is the integrations. It integrates with everything. We have it set up in our Slack channel so we can ask it to do things for us through Slack, through email. I'm setting up iMessage so that you can text it, and you can text it whenever you have anything that pops in your brain. If you're, working out or you're with the kids, you can send a voice note to our MoltBot to have it do something. And hey, I just saw this, I'm prospecting. I just saw this landscape company. Could you check out their website and see if it's something we can help with? That kind of thing. It will do it while you're off doing other stuff. So it's pretty phenomenal.
So right now you pulled up a website, but you can't just go in it and start working on it in the website. You have to.
Right. See, there's no sign in, right?
Yeah. You have to put it on your computer.
Right. So then you run it through terminal. So to start it, I don't have it on this computer, so I can't share it. But you basically, you interact with it once you have it set up within your terminal. Then it turns into a little bit more of a smoother UI user interface. So it's a little bit easier to use. But getting to that point, it took me 10 hours, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm pretty fired up.
I saw a post where somebody, and I don't know if they were joking or not, but said that their MoltBot went in and like because it had access to all this person's information, said, hey, listen, I went ahead and made this investment for you based on what you're currently doing. And ultimately the guy said, my MoltBot spent $7,000 while I was sleeping.
I think a lot of that is, well, one, that was their fault because they need to say, don't spend any money without my approval. All of ours is going to be set up to where it requires a human in the loop, which we've talked about multiple times on this podcast. But basically, they get you to the 1 yard line, and you say, this is good to go. Let's score a touchdown, or let's work on this. So ours will create draft emails. I will go in, approve them. It will send me a text or notification or a Slack message. Hey, are you ready for, does this look good? Approve, approve, approve. And then it's done. And we supply it with SOPs on how we want to reach out, what those emails should look like, if it's lead magnets, all that stuff. It's pretty damn complicated. It will, I would imagine, get a lot simpler so that the masses can use it. But all the people that are paying attention to AI right now, it's pretty insane. And you'll see if you go go onto Twitter and search MoltBot, and you'll see all the people buying the Mac Minis because it's literally every single one that you buy is like an employee for you. So it's pretty awesome.
So can you give me a use case scenario?
Yeah. So let's see here. So say we have a tool called A, which is an AI business expert. We could run weekly SWOT analysis on our company based on new AI tools that have been released. It can search Twitter, has access to the web, so it's literally like having a very smart person. We can tell it to stay updated on the most current AI trends. Ping us if there's something that we need to hop on. So we get an instant text message. Hey, like it'll reach out to us. We don't have to prompt it to reach out. So that's what's cool. That's one of the top ones is that it literally, you give it tasks to go execute on, and then it builds on itself. And I think that's where it's really different than, say, a Manus, because it learns, and the more context you give it, the more it knows what you're trying to accomplish. Like I've given ours basically its headline is more leads generated. And whatever it takes to get more leads generated is what it's going to do. And that's where the guardrails need to be in place. So like if it's like, yeah, we need more leads, so I just spent $1 million on advertising, on Facebook ads. You don't want that, right? But it can watch the trends in the industry. It can watch itself. It can recommend things that it's seeing to you. So it's like having a very high value assistant. It's high skill, and it's free, but you pay for the tokens. You pay for any sort of the MCPs. Like if you're connecting it to Claude or Manus, it's gonna eat up those credits on your behalf. So
okay, so so you're charged credits with MoltBot as well?
It's open source.
Okay.
Right. So open source is what GitHub is basically. It's where anything is open source lives in GitHub. You can go and build on things or take something and change it, tweak it to fit your need, which is really freaking cool.
But if you have if you have it wired into one of your LLMs, it'll utilize the tokens in that specific LLM.
Right. I set ours up. Yeah. I set ours up with its own account.
Okay. Cool.
So basically, I did a paid account in ChatGPT just at $20 just right now, and then one in Manus for $20 to see what it can do, because I don't want it to go off and burn through 50,000 credits, chasing a rabbit. So again,
one of the things. Go ahead.
This is brand new. I've just started playing with it. I think maybe we do a V2 of this maybe next week. And Tribble texted his phone overheated, so his phone shut down. But we can even circle back maybe later this week and do another one, because it's taken everybody by storm in the AI community, and I'm really getting my head around it. I've literally spent the last 24 hours really neck deep in it. So I'll have a lot more context after we get ours fired up, and you will too, because you'll be working with it.
So one of the comparisons I saw is that not all AI is built the same. You have standard AI that waits for prompts. MoltBot actually takes action.
Right.
One-off answers with AI. This runs workflows. No initiation, no initiative it needed with standard AI, but this makes decisions as opposed. There's no initiative in a standard AI. It's not trying to go and solve problems. It's just answering questions. Standard AI forgets.
It's literally, it uses its judgment. Like, it literally is like a human. It will go in based on what you've trained it to do. And the guardrails are very important. You have to say, don't approve anything without my consent. Everything has to be approved by me. But it will go in and make decisions. Okay, Taptico needs more leads, so we need to do this based on its research. And whatever this is up to it.
And it's the first AI that's true autonomy, like acts without constant supervision. Like it's constantly working 24/7.
That's what the hype says. So it's a hype trend right now,
Yeah.
Like I said, it just really hit the AI Twitter all over the weekend. So, and we're recording this on a Wednesday, so it just hit. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying it's all hype. We'll find out. But it is pretty exciting. They're saying this is as close to AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, as we've gotten so far.
Which they have been saying is still a couple years away. But this MoltBot. Now, what do you know about the developer of MoltBot? What do you said it's just
one guy. His name's Peter.
Really?
Yep, his name's Peter. Yeah.
From any idea where he's from?
No idea.
No idea. Nope. Is it a secret type thing, or just nobody cares?
No, if you get hold on, his name's at the bottom of the website.
Really? It's written by Peter Bob.
It's Peter Schlesinger, I think, is his last name. Peter Steinberger.
Peter Steinberger. Wow.
Yeah, let's click on his name, see what it says here.
I wonder if that's an alias or if he's actually put his real name out there, because wow,
here's his picture.
He's a big deal. You got a picture of him?
Yeah, and all his LinkedIn and all that stuff. Pretty cool, man. He's an AI powered tools from Swift roots to web frontiers. Every commit lands on GitHub for you to fork and remix. So complete engineering nerd stuff. But yeah,
wow.
Hey, we're learning it so you don't have to, right, Dave?
That's right, and I haven't learned it yet, so I'm going to let you learn this so I don't have to, because I've got a bunch of other tools I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, we'll circle back once I get it all set up and it's there. I had to do a bunch of stuff because the machine I'm using is 2018, so I had to update a lot of stuff. I hadn't turned it on in a year and a half, so I completely wiped it, factory reset, and it's now our MoltBot. So. And I think that's the best way to do it, as opposed to going out and buying a Mac Mini, unless you know what the hell you're doing. Yeah, and there's a cheaper way to do it, which is Amazon Web Service, so you can have it hosted in the cloud. So you would need an AWS subscription, but those are free, or $5 a month, something like that. So there are cheaper ways to do it, but until the security stuff's figured out, I wouldn't mess with that. I would be very, very, very cautious as far as to how much access you give it.
So ultimately, to be continued. And, when we kind of wrap this up, and we're talking a lot about tools right now, and want to close everyone with hey, we are trying to learn these tools to help you if you're a small business owner, or maybe you're just somebody who's trying to figure out how to learn it. I mean, that's, it's one of the things that we're here. We're just regular guys trying to understand all this technology that's out there and able to be used for the benefit of small business owners, and I mean the benefit of us personally as well in helping our lives. There's another thing I saw where a guy said he had set up his MoltBot to reach out to his wife in the morning and then midway through the day, and he's like, I haven't talked to my wife in 3 days, but she couldn't be happier.
She's great.
Yeah, she couldn't be happier. Now that's a little scary for me. I don't think I don't think
I think he's joking.
You do?
I think a lot of these people are joking around. Yeah. But it's pretty funny though. So
yeah. Well, we'll maybe it is next week. As we learn some more information about the MoltBot, the Claude bot, try to communicate it to you guys so you know as well. And of course, we have a new website, taptico.com. We have a bunch of information there on the things that we can do for you. We'll also have a starter guide for chatbot, just basic information that you'll be able to download for free on our website. Kind of putting some stuff together as we're learning it, giving it to you for free as just somebody who wants to visit our website and learn along with us. And then, of course, hire our services if you need us for, any of your marketing, your infrastructure, your AI infrastructure, back-end stuff. That's what we're here for, and that's taptico.com. So appreciate you tuning in for another edition of Dave Learns AI. And I've learned a lot from this one. I've heard a lot. Learning for me is doing, and I haven't done. So I'm, this one seems like way over my head right now.
Well, so did AI a year ago for you, and you're doing really good with that. So.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, next week we'll hopefully have Tribble back. Maybe he'll be not sitting in his car. That makes it a little more difficult to do a podcast.
And maybe I won't be homeless next week. Maybe I'll come in a suit.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Do you have a suit?
I absolutely have a suit. It's in storage. But there's one around.
All right. Well, all right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. And hasta luego. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.